Hi, my name's Sam and I'm doing a long overdue follow-up video to my first video in which I explained that I'd been diagnosed with a acoustic neuroma. I did say that I was going to do videos to kind of like document and diary my experience with it, but that never happened. So as I say, this video is long overdue. It will be 3 years next month since I had my operation. The operation itself went really well. I was under for 14 hours, which was slightly longer than they were expecting, and it was because they did encounter some complications when they got inside my head. Yeah, but came around okay, everything was fine. Obviously you go to intensive care, so they feel that you're able to go to a normal ward. So I think I was there. I got out of surgery just after 12 o'clock midnight on the Thursday, and I think I got moved to a normal ward at around 5 o'clock Friday evening. So I wasn't there for that long, which was obviously great. The effects of the operation, I did have slight weakness in this face. It was ever so slight, and one side of my tongue was not working properly, which resulted in me biting it quite a lot because it was just not moving the way it should and stuff. But all that, the face and the tongue lasted for about a week, and then everything just went back the way it should be. Literally in the hospital bed one night, and I got this really strange, almost like electric shock type feeling through my tongue and through this part of my lip, which was the weakest, and it still feels really strange. And yeah, so I got this shock, and then I was like, oh my god, my tongue's working again, it's working, which, great, happy with that. I was in hospital for a total of 2 weeks, simply because after a few days, when I was on the normal ward, my wound, I had the C that was cut right round, and my head swelled up. Literally this ear was down here and my head was out here. I was in quite a bit of pain, there was lots of pressure, and my wound was leaking. Very attractive. So at first they gave me a few more stitches around the staples that were already in place. They then glued my head and practically everything else, like the glue just went everywhere. Absolute nightmare, that stuff, but it's great to stop leaks, but it's a nightmare to get off. That wasn't working anyway. Apparently I started to look not very good. The surgeon came around, she wasn't impressed with me at all, so she asked for me to have a lumbar puncture put in, and literally within, I'd say, about an hour or two, I started to feel a million times better, like literally a million times better. Due to when that was actually put in, I had it in for a lot longer than I should have had it in for. It was switched off, but it just meant that it was still in my back, still attached. I was still having to go to the toilet, wheeling the thing along with me. Yeah, when it came out, it was amazing. It was an amazing feeling, because I would already started to feel so much better by then, and it was just like, can I not just get this out? But because it was the weekend, I had to wait till the Monday for them to take it out. So yeah, that was pretty much it. There wasn't anything disastrous went wrong, anything that has cause long-term effects at all. When I was diagnosed, I went on YouTube, I watched videos, and a lot of the people that put up videos have got stories to tell, and really bad stories to tell, which is great because it prepares you for what could be. But I found in fact I think I only found 1 or 2 where there wasn't massive after effects from the operation. And one thing that one of the surgeons told me beforehand, when we were having like a consultation, he said, yeah, YouTube and that is great, but you will find that a lot of the people on there are on there to tell their story because they've got this horrific story to tell. They've been through so much and they're still going through it, and they're still, you know, having to repair and rebuild their lives, so they've got their story. But the vast majority of people that have these operations are fine afterwards and go back to having a normal life. Yeah, I've lost my hearing in this ear, but does it affect me? No. My balance is improving as well. Balance was fine in terms of walking and day to day. Every now and again I might have a bit of a wobble. That's it. But it has improved so much. Yeah, so getting back to what the surgeon said, he was like, the vast majority of people don't have any complications, go back to living a normal life, and it is forgotten about. And I kind of feel like that is what has happened to me, and that's why it's taken me almost 3 years to do a post-op video. But I wanted to get this video up because I wanted people to see that although you need to be aware of all the terrible things that could go wrong, you also need to be made aware that a lot of the time you just have the operation, you're a bit poorly for a few months afterwards, and then you go back to living your normal life and you pretty much forget that you've had this operation. It's so strange. Sometimes I'm like, oh god, yeah, oh my god, yeah, that I actually went through that. So yeah, the operation was fine. I'm fine. It's cool. One thing that I did mention in my first video was that I was being tested, genetically tested, for neurofibromatosis type 2, which is where you get tumours growing on the nerve endings within the whole of your body. Quite horrific thing. So thankfully I didn't have that. I don't have that. But they did say that there was the way they worded it was there was a fault in the gene, which you've probably received from one of your parents. We can test and see what it is, but it's probably a coincidence that there is a slight fault in this gene and probably nothing to do with the acoustic neuroma. So thought nothing of it, just like, as long as it's not going to be an issue, there's no point in mum and dad getting tested, stuff like that, just forget about it. Until I think it was 2.5, 3 months ago, my uncle on my mum's side was diagnosed with an acoustic neuroma, and the surgeon that operated on me was a surgeon that has just 7 weeks ago operated on him, and she was literally apparently just done telling my uncle and my auntie, his sister who went with him, how rare these tumours are. And then they were like, yeah, our niece had one and you operated on her. So she was like, oh, that changes things. So it looks like the rest of the family are going to have to get, on my mum's side, are going to have to get tested, and make sure they're alright and there's no nastiness going on inside anywhere. So yeah, he had his operation about 7 weeks ago now. He did have a lot of complications. He was having fits. His side of his face has dropped dramatically. It has got better. It has got better in the short space of time, but apparently it was quite bad. I didn't see him straight away because I was on holiday. But yeah, it has got better. He was discharged after, I think it was 6 weeks. He was doing physio and stuff like that, so it did affect him a lot more. Obviously he's a lot older than me, and also his was bigger than mine and sitting in a slightly different place. It was affecting his speech and stuff like that, whereas I didn't have any of that beforehand. So yeah, so it's kind of like a video, two sides. With me, I was fine. I am fine, and I feel the need to put this video up just to let people know that, you know, it's not always gonna turn out for the worst. I just wanted to put that up, but then obviously explain about my uncle, that yeah, slight complications, but he's doing great now. He went away with my grandma and granddad to Bournemouth, so you know, he's doing well. The only thing with him now is that he can't go back to the job that he was doing before, you know, which is unfortunate, but yeah, there we go. So if you do have any questions, if you want to leave them down below, I will try and answer them as best that I can. Yeah, so good luck. If you're watching this because you've been recently diagnosed, positivity is an absolute powerful thing. Just be positive, and as I say, if you want to ask any questions, I will try my best to answer them and help as much as possible. So yeah, thank you very much for watching.